KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adahi Tanu program. Cars Plus, visit today during our spring sales event. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on primetime, the Guam Fire Department apologizing for the incident in Agate that caused quite the mess. Plus, jury selection gets going for the former lieutenant governor at local court, and the administration takes their tour over to the Port Authority of Guam. Happening in Guahu Scenic Delgado. Well, topping our news tonight, the Guam Fire Department says they're sorry. This is the response following Tuesday's evacuation and emergency response to a suspicious device at the Agate Marina. Chris Barnett reports.
It was a full-on response from federal investigators, the military, and local law enforcement. And today, the Guam Fire Department tells KUAM News, oops, our bad. A suspicious device found near the Agate Marina was one of their training devices. Now, ironically, it was the fire department's personnel who initially spotted the suspicious device and made the call and the report of the threat. For 4 hours, beginning at 8 in the morning on Tuesday, roads were blocked off, the marina was evacuated, and the Coast Guard prohibited any activity in the water as the Navy's EOD unit began the tedious process to remove the suspicious device. The all clear given shortly after noon on Tuesday. The Guam Fire Department late this afternoon in a release to KUAM News said the training device is used by GFD for instructional purposes. GFD's release saying, unfortunately, it was improperly disposed of by personnel during the cleaning of Rescue Base 2 in Agate. After receiving the call, our procedures and protocols for dealing with a live ordinance were initiated, which included the evacuation of the marina and the activation of emergency response agencies. We apologize for the inconvenience caused to the community and will immediately address the issue internally to ensure accountability for the handling, storage, and disposal of all training aids the Guam Fire Department uses. We'd also like to commend our local and federal counterparts for the flawless response to this incident. A positive note that came out of this situation was the opportunity for us to work alongside our partners together as a unified command. GPD, GHS, and Office of Civil Defense, United States Coast Guard, the FBI, Navy EOD, CGIS, and CST all contributed greatly to the success of this mission. It also remains to be seen if any reprimands or disciplinary action will be taken against GFD personnel. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
KUAM News called the FBI, which is leading this investigation, for comment, but as of news time, there was no response. Following up on a story we first brought you last night, the Department of Revenue and Taxation is under a fire watch ordered by the Guam Fire Department until it comes up to code. As we reported, GFD inspectors started looking into the situation at DRT on Monday and were back at the agency again on Tuesday. KUAM has learned that the Barrigada Heights facility's fire protection systems are not working and may not have been for a while now. DRT was the first agency Governor Lulian Guerrero toured after being sworn into office.
We are very first and foremost concerned to make sure that the safety of our employees and the safety of the customers are there. So we are working cooperatively with the landlord, the Guam Fire Department, and of course Revenue and Tax to find the best solution to make sure that we keep our employees safe. So right now there are no plans to move. We're waiting for some results from other kinds of assessments, and then we'll go from there.
KUAM stopped by the office today. Employees were taking turns every half hour to inspect the interior and exterior of the facility to ensure safety of coworkers and patrons. The property is owned by Jotan Enterprises of Saipans. Senator Joseph Augustine is the chair of the legislature's Budget on Finance and Committee and is former Revenue Tax employee.
They're leasing the building, and they're leasing it for over $114,000 a month. That concerns me that the building is not equipped and is not being maintained by the landlord.
It was in August of 2013 when DRT was closed for 2 days because of an electrical fire. Day one of jury selection got underway for former Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio.
How you guys feeling today?
Good. Looking forward to the day.
We are told more than 100 potential jurors are part of the process. Dozens were seen leaving the courtroom today after being dismissed from sitting on the panel. Tenorio is undergoing trial in the Superior Court for last year's gun-grabbing incident at the barbecue block party in Tumon. He stands accused of repeatedly unholstering a police officer's gun at the event. He is charged with misdemeanor official misconduct and reckless conduct. Jury selection is ongoing. Not guilty. That's what the man accused in the killing in Harmon last month pleaded in Superior Court today. Frank Guzman is indicted on charges of aggravated murder, robbery, and aggravated assault, among others. He's accused of brutally beating his former boss, Pyong-sik Lee, multiple times with a baseball bat and stabbing him with a knife. Lee died from his injuries. Guzman told authorities his employer owed him money. On top of the not guilty plea, Guzman waived his right to a speedy trial. He's scheduled to be back in court on April 16th. 4 people, including a 15-year-old, are accused of robbing tourists in Tumon. Sean Michael Kichichu is charged with a second-degree robbery. He, along with David Kichichu and Cleo Tapasnia, are charged with conspiracy, criminal facilitation, guilt established by complicity, and jurisdiction over an adult. A 15-year-old boy is also charged with second-degree robbery, guilt established by complicity, theft of property, among others. Investigators say police were flagged down by a bystander who had witnessed the robbery. 3 tourists claimed they had been robbed that night. Police searched the area and caught the suspects. Authorities learned the suspects were involved in 2 other alleged robberies in Tumon earlier this month. A woman is placed under arrest accused of trying to smuggle drugs to a man being held at the prison. Gianna Marie Pangolinan is charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance with intent to deliver, drug possession, and promoting major prison contraband. Mandated Drug Task Force officers responded to the incident at the Lighthouse Recovery Center. Court documents state a pair of shoes containing drugs had been found at the recovery center. It apparently contained the drug ice inside the hills. A worker noticed the shoe size did not match that of the man being held at Dep Court. Now, a worker also received phone calls and messages about the drop-off. The phone records were traced back to the suspect. Court documents state the suspect also arrested in 2017 for attempting to pass contraband to an inmate. A new sex abuse lawsuit is filed against the Catholic Church. The complaint states the victim, RFM, was allegedly sexually abused by Father Louis Brouillard and Edward Pereira when he was a young boy. He is suing for $5 million to date. More than 200 cases locally have been filed against the church. The Archdiocese of Agana has since filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and is working on settling the cases. The governor continued her tour of government facilities Wednesday, this time visiting the Port Authority, where the new management is reviewing initiatives by the previous administration that could include changes to the multi-million-dollar port modernization plan. Nessa Lecanto reports.
After a brief dockside tour, the governor and lieutenant governor met and addressed port workers, then joined port leaders for an impromptu news conference. Management says it's reviewing the modernization plan by the previous administration, which was financed through a $71 million bond, the first ever floated by the port. The plan includes key infrastructure and wharf improvements, but GM Rory Respicio says they are reassessing the need for a new $17 million administration building.
I would have to make a presentation to the board, update them with our findings, ask them support for a resolution to ask the legislature and the governor to amend that public law, which was very project specific and amount specific.
Respicio also formed a task force to review the cases of the so-called Port 7 employees who were fired for allegedly conspiring on an illegal workers' compensation claim payment. The governor and lieutenant governor say they favor letting the legal process play out.
I am very confident that the general manager and the board will follow the orders of the courts. Again, going through the judicial process, so I feel it be sent through a very objective, fair, and of course judicious process.
It's fresh eyes, but I think if we operate under the following the law and making sure fairness is present with the employees, and I think that it'd probably be clear what the outcome would be.
They also support letting the legal process play out on another high-profile issue, the $17 million arbitration award to the YTK company for the lease of Hotel Wharf.
My position on that is to let it go through the courts. I would say they're about maybe 3/4 of the way, and I hear there might be some decisions made soon, so I would rather just continue it to go through the judicial process.
The previous port administration appealed the arbitration award to the Supreme Court. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
A simple handshake. That's all Jake Calvo needed when he started his company. Today, 80 years later, we like to say thank you to all of you who have taken our hand in trust. Thank you to the dreamers. Thank you to the realists. Thank you to the family-oriented. Thank you to the entrepreneurial. Thank you to those climbing the corporate ladder. And to the ones starting a new life together. Thank you to the traditionalists and the edgy. To the young at heart and the old souls. Thank you to the daring, to the protective, to the practical. Thank you to the hopeful. To all of you from all of us, our deepest, happiest, and infinite thanks.
80 years here for you. 80 years thanks to you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
The next generation Galaxy has arrived. See it and believe it. The Infinity O display is the most innovative Galaxy screen yet. Capture the wider world. Take stunning photos with a 123-degree field of vision. Use your phone to charge other wireless charging devices. Don't just stand out, stand apart.
Celebrate the magic of Southern Guam on the Telefofo River at the Valley of the Ladi River Festival 4. Celebrating 30 years of river cruising on April 6th and the 7th. Explore the Telefofo River on riverboats. Immerse yourself in cultural performances. Ride a carabao, ply on traditional canoes, throw a talaza, feast on delicious chamorro food, and enjoy local entertainment all day long. Canoe carvers, artists, farmers, and traditional healers will celebrate with us from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Celebrating 30 years of river cruising is presented by the mayors of Talifofo and Narahan, GVB, Jungle River Cruise, Kloppenberg Enterprises, Foodies, Pepsi, Takagi & Associates, Heineken, Blue Moon, Miller Lite. Please enjoy responsibly. GTA Teleguam, Para Ipribetso Itautauta, and KUAM Communications. Visit valleyoftheladdy.com or call 789-3342 for info.
Welcome back. Well, an updated University of Guam economic report points to an improving economy. During a presentation Wednesday at the Hyatt, UG economics professor Claret Ruan said tourism is not expected to contract as previously forecast. She says a predicted minus 1% growth rate is now off the table.
More optimistic. We're still, our economy hasn't really grown very quickly. So as I mentioned, if it just stays the same, 0% growth, even if it goes down a little bit, 0.5%, I think we are not in major problem. But that is certainly a revelation.
She attributes the boost in visitor arrivals to an increase in airline seats, especially out of Japan. But she warns that visitor safety should be addressed so as not to impact tourism growth. Overall, she's hopeful the government will end the year in the positive.
I think our tax revenue collections are there. And that's important because if we're spending the same and our tax revenues are increasing, I hope we end up with not a deficit this year. It's possible we might run a surplus. Very much felt all around.
Dr. Rand also says the updated numbers show consumer spending is up as people have a little more money in their paychecks from the federal tax cuts. No matter which village you live in, litter on Guam is piling up. Village mayors say illegal dumping is getting out of hand as they discuss the draft of a bill aimed to curb the trash. Carmen Chalahi reports.
Village mayors aren't sitting by and watching the trash pile up. Agate Mayor Kevin Sasuiko recalls an incident that happened only 2 weeks ago where trash was illegally dumped on the side of the road since it wasn't accepted to the Agate transfer station.
The fines are not stiff enough, and these people that are out there that are littering, they don't care. They don't care. They just want to hurry up and get rid of the items that are behind their their vehicles. And so I think personally that the fines need to be a lot higher.
Higher fines are one thing, but keeping people accountable to paying another. Ordao Chalampago Mayor Jesse Gogui expressed his opposition to the current language of a bill aimed to curb illegal dumping. He says it would not address the lack of partnership across departments.
I personally don't think it's a good bill, because at the end of the day, we're asking ourselves, is this bill going to really make an impact on correcting the problem? It may move some monies around, all well and good, but that's all it's going to do. But when you take a look at the budgets, there's never been any money in those accounts to begin with. So how's that going to benefit anybody? The problem is, in my opinion, the process. Because it definitely isn't the money, because no monies have ever been collected in the last 8 fiscal years. So it can't be the money, it has to be the process. Or maybe it's something in the courts. They see something that we don't see.
Senator James Moylan plans to introduce a bill that would amend the Litter Control Recycling Fund. He tells KUAM he wants to work with the mayors to tackle litter control and find solutions, while also reaching out to the Guam Environmental Protection Agency and the Department of Parks and Rec. However, Mayor Gogui, the mayor's liaison to the legislature, says it's not about the funding, but the process to keep violators accountable.
So we can issue citations for littering that occurs in our village. The question then becomes, because of our jurisdictional authority, what if the person that littered is from another jurisdiction? So setting aside the funds collected, whether it's $100, $250, or $1,000, setting that aside, I think what needs to be addressed is the process and the partnership and taking care of this problem.
Gogui will be meeting with Senator Moylan next week. Reporting for Guam News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Cherlahi.
Tourism arrival numbers are in for the month of February. The Guam Visitors Bureau has announced that the arrivals for February 2019 reached 137,244 visitors. Tourism officials say the new total is now ranked as the second best February in Guam's tourism history. GVB reports Typhoon Wu-Tip did cause 25 flight cancellations that resulted in more than 4,000 seats lost for the month. However, this loss was mitigated with the uptick in Japan arrivals that GVB says remains strong at 25.2% over the same period last year. You might want to stay away from baking cookies with this type of flour, as the Guam's Department of Environmental Health is looking into a recall of Pillsbury branded unbleached all-purpose flour with the lot code 8292 and 8293. According to USDA Home Food Safety, Hometown Food Company voluntarily took the product off the shelves because it may contain salmonella. Public Health is starting the process to investigate if any of that flour was sold here on the island. Acknowledging their dedication to suppress fires and protect life and property, Governor Lulian Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio proclaimed March 10th through the 17th as Fire Service Recognition Week. The week celebrates the anniversary of the Guam Fire Department. Acting Fire Chief Daniel Stone said he's humbled to be able to take part in his first proclamation signing for the agency.
The interesting thing is, a lot of people use that word and it kind of sounds a little cliche-ish, but the interesting thing is now I actually have an understanding of what people mean when they say they're humbled by an experience, because this has definitely been one of those humbling experiences for me.
Also recognized during the proc signing for his work as Manila resident Juan Uggan, who donated paint, repair supplies, and materials to spruce up the Chigo Fire Station. Well, sports is coming up next, but first, here's a look at your island weather.
What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it.
Agent Alpha. In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop.
There she is. Target acquired.
Agent out. Yes!
Try a double Filet-O-Fish sandwich for double the flavor, just in time for Lent. For limited time, served after 10:30 a.m.
Looking for a great deal on a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram? Then get to Cars Plus in Mighty now for our spring sales event. Like a new Jeep Compass Sport, $166 per paycheck. Or a new Chrysler Pacifica LX, $220 per paycheck. Or save $8,500 on a new Ram 1500. How about a new Jeep Wrangler Sport? Only $274 per paycheck. Low 1.99% financing is available on approved credit. Save thousands during our spring sales event going on now at Cars Plus in Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. In studio, Doug Palmer, UOG Athletics Director. Thanks for being on the show. Let's get right to it. First off, UOG, you guys have been able to give away quite a few scholarships.
Yep, they're not big scholarships. Each sport has about $12,500 to give. So in soccer, if you're the best soccer player, you get $1,000. Next guy gets $800, $700 like that. Men's basketball, the average scholarships is $1,000. Best player probably gets $2,000. So they're not big money scholarships, but they are something that helps, and most of the kids are very appreciative of it.
And you guys had a lot of success with the men's basketball program. Now, on the soccer side, the men's and women's team have been pretty productive, and it's all been because of an exchange student that you guys have working with another, I guess, country.
Well, we lucked into it. It wasn't that UOG went out and recruited these kids to play soccer. UOG in the PIP department, professional and international students department, they went out to recruit them as exchange students to come here. They actually asked Carlos Titano, who's the director of PIP, can we play soccer? And they called me. I talked to the athletic compliance committee. They said, well, these kids are full-time students. Should be no reason they can't play. So they joined the soccer team, and they added a lot of offense to the soccer team. Soccer team was already good, but these kids have made them a bit better.
I know in years past, Guam was able to host a basketball competition where we had visiting teams from the Philippines. Anything in the works to possibly try to hold another tournament like that?
Well, in the summer I did send out some information to some folks on the island about doing it, but really couldn't quite get the answers that I needed. Need to find some financial backing to do it. We really don't have a whole lot of finances for the athletics right now to be able to host something. But if we can get some sponsors in the future, we would love to do it. My dream is to have a Division I tournament here on the island and bring a Duke or a Kentucky of the world over, and have like 7 other NCAA Division I teams here. That's my dream before I retire to get that done. But hopefully we can bring some international teams here in the next few years to do that. And we also want to be able to travel off island and compete in competition as well.
And we talked off the set where you guys had Hall of Fame inductees. You had 2 already, a 3rd in the works, and the main goal is to have a Hall of Fame room where you guys can showcase some of the sports memorabilia.
Yep. Well, when the Student Activity Center is built, then we hopefully will take the admissions department, who's in our building right now, and turn that department into the Hall of Fame room. And like I said, we've got folks who are willing to donate a helmet, a jersey from the 1970s football teams. We got bats, balls that people will donate, gloves. So hopefully at some point in the future, hopefully 4 to 5 years away, that we'll have that Hall of Fame room and people can come in and look at the University of Guam athletics from the 70s, 80s, 90s, as well as the modern version.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the show. That's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
I am track winner.
I'm a baller.
I'm a golfer.
I'm swimmer.
Hey, neighbor.
We are parents of an athlete.
I am a coach.
We are volunteers.
Let me win. Can I win?
Let me be brave in the attempt.
Make a difference in an athlete's life. Be a part of Special Olympics Guam.
Keep our dreams alive.
Get involved today.
Triple J says yes. Easy financing? Yes. Easy trade-in? Yes. Fast and friendly? Yes. Find the car of your dreams like our Mazda 6 Sport at only $19,995, the Kia Soul for only $17,995. Get top market value on your trade-in, explore payment options that work for you, and get pre-approved instantly. We'll even go the extra mile to deliver your vehicle to your home or office. Triple J says yes. Just click, pick, drive, and purchase your next vehicle at triplejguam.com today. Triple J, customers first.
Now for a look at who all is celebrating this week, here's your Coast on Creamery Birthday Club list.
Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, Crystal Nadia Arceo. Happy birthday to our beauty princess. Celebrate with a blast in California. God bless you on your very special day, precious. We miss and love you so much from your mama, Papa Joe, and family. And a happy, happy 81 years young celebration to Patricia Toves. Happy birthday, Auntie Pat. We love you so much. Your DeSale family. And a happy, happy 78th birthday to our forever warrior queen, Florence Nanetti Kitagwa. Happy birthday. We love you so much, Mom, Grandma, Nana, and we wish